accused of lighting multiple fires in the CBD. Charges laid. A German national faces court after a fatal accident in Simpson. Industrial action. Workers at Brophy Family and Youth Services demand better conditions. Family pride. A Warrnambool family celebrates after national show success. And in sport, the Warrnambool and District Football Netball League announces its finals venues.
Live from Silver Ball Studios in Warrnambool, this is Southwest Local News with Sharna Rogers.
Good evening. Police arrested a 32-year-old Portland man after a crime spree in Portland Tuesday night. Emergency services were called to a Portaloo on fire just before 7 p.m. on Henty Street, before reports that laundry trolleys at Quest in Portland had also been set alight. While crews were working to control the fire at Quest, another call was received to report a fire in the car park of Aldi. It's alleged the man then attempted to steal an unoccupied taxi after threatening a bystander with a knife. Anyone with information is urged to contact Crime Stoppers. A German national charged with careless driving causing death has faced the Warrnambool magistrates today. Rido Alexander Bernard appeared in Warrnambool Magistrates Court today, just 2 weeks into a gap year in Australia, before being remanded in custody due to being an unacceptable risk of not returning to court. It comes as the wider Cobden and Simpson community mourns the tragic loss of a 26-year-old Cobden man following the second fatality in as many weeks. Emergency services were called to the Labours Hill Cobden Road after a Suzuki camper van and a Holden Commodore collided just before 8 p.m. on Sunday. Investigations into the accident are still ongoing. Bernard is expected to return to court in January next year. Staff from Brophy Family and Youth Services gathered at the foyer in Warrnambool on Tuesday for industrial action, as the ASU continues to lobby the organisation for better pay and conditions for its staff. The rally doubled as a mock 18th birthday party to mark 18 years since the last change to the existing enterprise agreement. It comes as Brophy and the ASU reached an initial principal agreement on improvements to study leave, evidence requirements for personal leave, along with Christmas close-down period. According to spokesperson Zoe Damon, the organisation agreed to implement changes from January this year, but staff are still waiting.
We've been in negotiations with Brophy as an employer for over 12 months. It's been a very long and slow process. At first, we were really excited to be reviewing the EA, but then we've just come up against barriers of time and commitment, and it's led to us needing to take industrial action. We're taking protected industrial action across the agency. Brophy workers are the community. We live here, we work here, all across the southwest, and we care for our community. We're the ones who are literally answering the phone or going up to people's doors and supporting them on the ground. And we need our community and our employer to invest in us the way we invest in the community.
There's lots of talk about the funding arrangements and the capacity for the organisation to afford it and all those other kinds of excuses, but we think that this is well overdue. The wage offer that we're asking for is not excessive in any way, shape or form, and it really does just it will reward those staff who do the work here for the community on the ground. The work that they do is invaluable, and so the ask, we think, is not a big one and something the organisation can absolutely afford.
Colac will be home to a Hungry Jack's after Colac-Otway Shire councillors approved a planning permit for the restaurant at its monthly meeting on Tuesday. However, a motion was put forward that entry via Murray Street be through a left turn-in and left turn-out configuration. The motion also called on the removal of 2 on-street car parks and the conversion of 1 angled park into a parallel park. While the project was approved, councillors expressed their disappointment in the state government's decision not to upgrade the busy Murray Street intersection. Commuters using the Warrnambool to Melbourne train line are advised to check V-Line's website for changes to the timetable. A number of services will be replaced by coaches between Warrnambool and Geelong this month. The changes come as maintenance works on level crossings take place. coaches will replace trains for the entire journey this Saturday and Sunday, and travellers are asked to allow for extra time. The family of Warrnambool singer Millie Monk is still pinching itself after the emerging star won through in the next stage of The Voice Australia. Millie achieved a rare 4-chair turn from each of the judges on the popular talent program on Monday night before ultimately choosing Ronan Keating as her coach. Watching close by her family, including 3YB radio host Matthew Monk. Matthew Monk says the experience was extremely surreal and he and his wife Tanya are extremely proud. The unspoken tragedy of stillbirth is set to be spoken about at a fundraising event in Warrnambool next Wednesday night. Her name is Celeste, shines a spotlight on Australia's stillbirth crisis and blends intimate family stories and expert insights of advocates and professionals highlighting the need for systemic changes. Celeste's mother, Michelle McCrainer, embarked on a 600-kilometre run in Celeste's memory, but sadly couldn't complete it due to an ankle injury. Funds raised from the event will go to the Stillbirth Foundation Australia, and tickets can be purchased online. Hundreds of students from across the region have participated in this year's Science and Engineering Challenge, which wrapped up on Tuesday at Deakin University. King's College took out the challenge for the 4th consecutive year and will now go on to the State Championships in Ballarat next month. According to the coordinator, Chris Hendry, the challenge continues to prove how important it is to expose students to science, technology, engineering and mathematics.
This is something that will get them out of the classroom to use hands-on activities that they may not have had opportunities in the natural state of the classroom. So we try and foster a little bit of competition between them, so there is a little bit of a prize, a trophy for the winning team, but ultimately we want them to have a good time with the idea of STEM.
The day's been pretty good. I did my first activity. We had to build a bridge for, there was this cart that we had to hold it and it had certain weights on it. It was really fun. I like doing all the activities here. I can do anything if I put my mind to it.
The countdown is on to announce the Glenelgshire 2025 Business of the Year. Preparations are in full swing for the prestigious Gala Awards Night, which will be held on Friday the 15th of August at the Portland Golf Club. 25 finalists are vying for an award across 8 business and tourism categories, 2 individual categories, as well as the overall coveted title of Business of the Year 2025. Friday night's event will be hosted by beloved Australian comedian, actor and radio presenter Anthony Lemo Lehman. Finally, the Warrnambool Art Gallery has launched its first ever nationally touring exhibition under the directorship of Aaron Bradbrook. Kate James' Red Flags opened this month at the Ararat Art Gallery and will head to Wangaratta, Orange, Tamworth, Adelaide and Hobart. The exhibition sees Wadawurrung artist Kate James combine autobiography, incisive analysis and wry humour in the reappropriation of culturally insensitive, mass-produced souvenirs from the 1950s to the 1980s. The exhibition was curated by the Warrnambool Art Gallery and is touring with Netsvic. That's all in general news, and we'll take a break on Southwest Local News, and when we come back, I'll have the latest in sport.
DCM Automotive is your local automotive specialist. Based in central Warrnambool, DCM provide a full range of automotive services, from general servicing through to computer diagnostics and fault finding. DCM do it all. Call Daryl today.
At Nutrient Solutions, we're here to help you go further. Further in innovation and technology. Further in advice and solutions. Go further for the community, in sustainability, and for the future of our industry. With Nutrient Ag Solutions, there's no limit to how far your business can go.
Pepper's Pizza is now open on Liebig Street, Warrnambool, with a fresh new menu. Pepper's has vegetarian, vegan and gluten-free options available, as well as options for new low-carb pizza bases. Pepper's is still serving up all the classics, from pizza through to ribs, chicken wings and a variety of family favourite sides. From their busy commercial kitchen, Pepper's can cater for your next special event. With online ordering now available via their website, ordering couldn't be easier. Pepper's Pizza, open 7 days, 11:30 a.m. till late. B&B Furniture Plus now stock a range of adjustable beds. They have mobility aids to help you live your life to the fullest and lift chairs for the best in comfort. B&B Furniture Plus is locally owned at 203 Lava Street, Warrnambool.
If you're buying or selling a home, Gleeson Real Estate are here to help. The hard-working team at Gleeson are happy to support you right through the buying and selling process. Gleeson Real Estate, friendly faces, expert local knowledge.
Tonight's sport is proudly brought to you by Nutrient Ag Solutions, Warrnambool and Timboon. Getting the most out of your farm. Contact the team today.
Let's take a look at some sport news now, and the venues for the first 2 weeks of the Warrnambool and District Football Netball League Series has been announced. Mortlake's DC Farron Oval will hold the qualifying final next Saturday, while the elimination final will be held at the Mac Oval in Warrnambool. For the second week of finals, the first and second semi-finals will either be held at the Allensford Recreation Reserve and the Davidson Oval. According to League President Kylie Murphy, the second week of the finals will be determined by the results of the elimination and qualifying finals.
And then we move into the all-important finals series. Can you announce where they're going to be held for the first and second weeks of the final series?
I certainly can. So Saturday will be at Mortlake and Sunday then will be at Russell's Creek.
Yep.
And then the following week, it'll all depend on who wins, but it'll be either Old Collegians or Allensford, or the other way around, Allensford or Old Collegians.
Old Collegians A-grade netball coach Andrew Sloan will step down from the role at the end of 2025 season. Sloan has been the coach of the Warriors A-grade side for the past 2 years. It looks likely that his side will make the finals, but the closeness of the A-grade competition means the final 5 will come down to the results from this weekend. Speaking to the selectors, Andrew praised his team's growth as individuals and as a team and feels that he leaves behind a solid unit.
And from Collegians, thank you for the 2 years that you've done, and it's very much appreciated. And what's looking forward? Is it just resting on your Saturdays come in the following years, or what are you thinking? You're still going to be up here and involved?
Yeah, look, the garden's a bit neglected at the moment, so we'll have to get stuck into that. But no, it's been fantastic, and I know, speaking to my wife Rach, that we'll keep following the netball and keep an eye on where players are and how they're going. So yeah, no, it's been fantastic, and I've enjoyed the club environment as well.
In other coaching news, at the Warriors, the club has confirmed that senior football coaches Jake McKinnon and Ben Vanderkamp have recommitted for another season. Also re-signing is assistant coach Jake Dow ahead of the club's return to finals. It'll be the Warriors' first final campaign since 2019. Finally, dual Warrnambool and District League Centurion Robbie Hare has his eye firmly set on a premiership despite making league history at the weekend. Speaking to the selectors, the star Allensford forward attributed his success to the development of his side so far this season. Hare admits that while booting his 100th goal of the season at the weekend is a huge personal achievement, there is nothing he wants more than to win Allensford's first senior flag in decades. He says the boys have what it takes to go all the way this year and that the club's depth has played a huge role in the results so far this year.
Yeah, I think the difference between this year's one and last year's one is that support around me down forward. And our scoreline shows that most of the scores we score is over 100 points, so that's pretty pleasing, especially going into finals. So knowing that if I'm not scoring the goals, and there's 3 or 4 others that could bob up and kick up hole.
That's all in sport. It was another pleasant day across the region, but there is some rain forecast for this weekend. I'll have the full weather forecast for you shortly.
If it's time to add a little magic to your flooring and windows, our online catalogue is full of great ideas at great prices. There's magic in a Solomon's floor.
Yes, Grace, and there's magic in a Solomon's store.
VG Cabinets is your specialist cabinetry team, servicing Warrnambool and surrounding areas. With over 20 years' experience, the team here can get your cabinetry needs sorted. housing a CNC router to make sure all the cuts in the workshop are accurate for a perfect install on site. VG Cabinets cover all areas, including kitchens, vanities, laundries, flat packs, stone bench tops, and new homes and renovations. We offer free quotes on any job, so don't hesitate to call Lee on 0408 580 991.
At the Tyre Factory Warrnambool, we stock the best range of alloy wheels to suit your ride. Steel wheels, wheel and tyre packages for caravans and trailers, and four-wheel drive wheel packages. The Tyre Factory, 180 Raglan Parade, Warrnambool.
Through the race and out onto the arena, here is the toss. Tom gets the first possession, quick pass to Brett, drops the sitter, play on down the corridor, a cracking effort by Sam. Down the line to Tim with a sizzler, a turnover from Michael. Rachel gets it back, a chip kick to Charlotte, shakes off the tackle, back down the line to Sam, stacks on the mill, but he gets it out to Brett, he spins and bags a goal. Kerman's Hamburgers for the win, a fan favourite since 49.
George Taylor Stores, 3 stores, an astonishing range of products. Clothing, accessories, beanies, gloves, hats and belts. Brands like Bisley, Yakka and Ridgeline. Plus the largest range of boots and gumboots in the region. George Taylor Stores. Tonight's weather report is proudly brought to you by Anchor Point Retirement Village. New homes are being built now. Book a tour today.
Time to take a look at the 3-day forecast for the rest of the week and into the weekend. Now further into the forecast. In Port Fairy for the next 3 days around that 15-degree mark. A mostly sunny day tomorrow with a frosty start to the day and light winds, 18. On Friday, 15 millimetres to fall with 40-kilometre winds and a top of 15. A cloudy day on Saturday with a top of 13 degrees and 7 millimetres. In Mortlake, tomorrow, areas of morning frost and light northeasterly winds and mostly sunny throughout the day, 17, with overnight temperatures dropping to 1 overnight. Conditions due to change with a top of 13 degrees and 9 millimetres for the day and strong winds. Saturday, only 4 millimetres to fall with winds easing right off 12. In the Colac-Camperdown region, a chance of morning fog and northerly winds tomorrow. Friday will be cloudy with 35-kilometre winds. Saturday, a top of 11 with 5 millimetres and a very high chance of showers. In Port Campbell, a mostly sunny day tomorrow with areas of frost, but 16 for a turnout. A change of events for 20 millimetres and possible hail in the evening and 35-kilometre winds. Saturday, showers easing, only 10 millimetres and a high chance of showers. Tomorrow in Warrnambool, a top of 18 degrees and a mostly sunny day. Friday, 15 millimetres and a top of 14, 40-kilometre winds throughout the day, shifting westerly. Saturday, a partly cloudy day with 9 millimetres to fall and a top of 13. That's it from your Southwest Local News team, and thanks for tuning in, either online or on 3-Way FM. If you missed any of the bulletin, you can watch it back on demand on Fitzmedia's Facebook page. Until Friday, with peace, good night.